Welcome to this episode of the Chamber Spotlight with the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce. My name is Michelle Mercier, and I'm the CEO and president of the Chamber, and I am extremely excited to be here with today's guest today, Vanessa Newton of the Marlborough Dental Studio. Vanessa, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michelle.
I'm very excited to have you here and to talk about this because you've got some great stuff going on in your business. But before we jump into that, I like to learn a little bit about the business owners and kind of how you got to where you are right now, because sometimes there's a twisty path. So tell our audience a little bit about, your journey, how long you've been in dentistry, how you even became a dentist. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I'm originally from the Berkshires. I grew up in the Berkshires. Always planned actually to go to medical school. I was on that path, took the MCATs, and one summer during college, somebody sort of mentioned to me, oh, you should think about dentistry. I was like, well, not really interested, but I happened to see an ad for covering someone's maternity leave in the dental office. Right. So I was a dental assistant that summer, and I just fell in love.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
Went back to college in the fall and changed track immediately. And I'm really glad that it worked out that way. I love dentistry.
But that's great.
Yeah. And I graduated 20 years ago this year. So I've been in dentistry a while.
Wow. So you know your stuff then, 20 years in. Yeah.
I mean, I would like to think so, but I think you constantly have to do continuing education and learn new things. Sure. And that's something I do a lot of. I really enjoy that.
Good.
And I like to stay current and provide the best new techniques that I can.
That's awesome. I know we were just speaking off camera about how you've been traveling for work too and doing things like that. So it sounds like you're always kind of just in it and learning and soaking it all up, which is wonderful for your customers or for your clients.
My patients. Yeah. Yes. I mean, I definitely pride myself on doing the best job that I can.
That's wonderful. So tell us about Marlborough Dental Studio. Tell us about how you landed there. You know, we love Marlborough, obviously. So how did you come to be here with us?
So it was sort of an interesting path. I started my career for almost 10 years in downtown Boston, and then I was in Wellesley for 5 years. And at that point, I decided I wanted to be an owner and sort of build a practice that fit me, that sort of presented the way I wanted it to be. Mm-hmm. And I found this practice in Marlborough. That was Dr. Michael Bowie before. Yeah. And he was moving back to California. He was a fairly young guy, so he certainly wasn't a retirement age dentist. Yeah. So it was a really nice practice, and it worked out. And
you just bought it from him?
I just bought it from him and took it over about 5 years ago.
Wow, good for you. So you've been doing this for 5 years in Marlborough?
In Marlborough for 5 years. I've sort of, I took me a while to join the chamber. I'm not sure why.
Okay. We're happy you're here either way, no matter how long it took you.
I think I just needed to get my feet wet as an owner and sort of figure out how to be a dentist and an owner for a while. But I feel pretty.
What do you think is the most challenging about that combination?
They're sort of antagonistic roles, if you will, because, as a dentist, you're all about your patients and wanting to do the right thing for your patients and, make them happy, but also give them great work that lasts a long time. But as an owner, you really have to think about the business side of things
and stuff
and cost.
Like that.
And that was something I hadn't really had to deal with before.
Yeah.
I could just concentrate on the dentistry. So it's a challenge doing that. But
that's awesome though.
I think once you figure that out,
you learn.
You learn
and it smooths out and stuff like that, which is great. So what sets you apart? So I was reading on your website where it said, that you pride yourself and your priority is to provide quality dental care you can trust. So tell us a little bit more about the company. Tell us why that's a thing. Why is that important to you?
Well, I don't know. You probably haven't had this experience, not in the dental industry, but we consistently have patients come in and say things like, I had a horrible experience with my last office. I didn't trust the dentist. They didn't tell me what was going on. And I'm sure that's a perception that they had. I think we try very hard as a profession to be upfront and honest.
Of course.
But sometimes you don't communicate that well. So I really think it's important for people to understand every aspect of what you're doing, steps along the way, have the financials laid out in advance so there's no surprises.
Nice.
But it's important to me, and I don't sleep well at night if I don't do a great job. Like
I love that.
they're walking out the door with my name on the dentistry. And, I want them to feel good. I want them to smile happy. I want them to look good. I want them to feel like they can eat properly and speak properly. And those are the things that are.
But that's great because that breeds trust. And I think, as we all know in business, the know, like, trust factor is why people continuously come back to you and, want to do business with you, right? Which it sounds like I can tell from your passion that you really, are dedicated to that.
I am. And I've assembled a team that's that same way.
That's wonderful.
We work great together as a team. We all help each other. And, I know if one hygienist sees a patient or another hygienist sees a patient, they're going to get the same level of care.
That's amazing, because sometimes I can imagine it could be inconsistent.
It can.
Between people. But that's great that you have that. And I think it's nice that you're setting that expectation too with your people as like you said, those two different roles that you're playing as employer as well as, dentist, like that you're setting those expectations with both sets of people. That's huge.
It is. It's not easy.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know that business ownership ever is easy.
Sometimes I hate putting on the owner hat. Like, I really hate it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I really love it. But
yeah, I mean, that's everything
I always
in
love
life.
the dentist hat.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's nice at least. That's good for our viewers to know, is that you always love the dentist hat, right? So what is your favorite part about working with people and working with the public and stuff like that?
I mean, I just enjoy communication. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy meeting new people. I enjoy learning about their families and what makes them tick, and
that's wonderful.
Sort of where dentistry lies in their value system. Yeah. But I also enjoy, and something I'm glad I went into dentistry for as opposed to medicine, is that we have that follow up. We see them regularly.
Yeah.
You have that if you're a PCP, but you don't have that if you go into really any other type of medicine. So we have that relationship that builds on years.
That's wonderful.
I have some patients that I saw in Boston 20 years ago.
Wow, so they followed you.
They followed me out to
Marlborough.
Yes.
I love that. I love
Which
that.
is great. I mean, it really makes my day to see those patients.
And do you do pediatrics? Do you do adults? What do you do in terms of range?
We do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
I do mostly adults, but we do have a number of families where I see
all of them.
Yep. From a young age.
Yeah.
I love doing cosmetics. I love doing a lot of Invisalign, but it's sort of the family dentistry.
So you do all the things.
I do all the things. I don't do surgery, but I have some wonderful surgeons.
That's
that
great.
I do, especially Dr. Lynn here in Marlborough.
That's awesome.
And I don't do root canals, but
what about orthodontics?
I do Invisalign.
You do. So Invisalign is in that category.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Obviously, I know nothing.
I don't do
about
braces.
dentistry.
I do Invisalign.
Okay.
But you'd prefer that anyway?
Yeah. Well, either way. Well, that's wonderful. So, what key items do you think really set you and your business apart from other dentistry practices? I know we've talked about some of them here, but what do you think like really comes to mind if you had to kind of give your marketing spiel as to like, you should come to us because?
Okay. It's a tough one.
I know. Like, well, take a minute.
Definitely what I just mentioned, I really like that follow-up. You consistently are going to see me. You're not going to see someone else. There are a lot of large practices out there, and those are great, and they have excellent things to offer. They do have the specialists and whatnot. When you come to our office, we are a small, more family-oriented office.
Wonderful.
Which I think is a reason to come. Most people love that.
Yeah.
Because you do have that follow-up, and when you call who's going to answer the phone.
Nice. Yeah.
Who's going to see you for your cleanings. If you come in, it's going to be me that does your dentistry. I'm not just going to have a random dentist there that you weren't expecting to see.
That's nice. So do you like, you sound like you really love building those relationships and stuff like that, which is that's so wonderful. And especially in a business owner and in a dentist. Yeah. We love to see that.
Thanks.
Of course. So is there anything else, if I was an audience member listening to this that you think that we haven't talked about here, or that, they really should know about you to kind of set you apart, or just information or anything like that?
Well, we're moving.
We didn't even talk about that. I can't believe we didn't mean. Yes, let's talk about that. That is completely my bad. I'm so sorry. October, you said, right?
So
that's some
probably
exciting
November
news.
we'll be
Okay,
moving.
that's huge.
Yeah, we're moving to 340 Maple Street, Suite 201.
Nice, nice.
It's a medical building. It's going to be a slightly larger office, but still just me. So we're going from 4 treatment rooms to 5.
Okay.
And it's going to be a really beautiful, nicely designed office
That's
that will make you feel
wonderful.
cozy.
That's wonderful. You must be so excited.
I'm super excited.
So this is a really great progression in your business to kind
Yeah.
of step that up and so then and
It's
just
going to
to
be around my 5-year anniversary date that we
good.
move.
Okay, maybe we'll do a ribbon cutting or something in your new, right?
Okay,
We'll have
that
to
would be
do that,
great.
right?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So are your people excited too to kind of move into a different space?
I would say they feel a bit mixed about
Yeah,
it.
I'm sure. I'm sure they don't know what to expect yet, right?
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
that's really wonderful.
They've all seen it, I think, at this point, but it's the walls are just going up this week.
Yeah, so it's hard to
yeah.
envision.
So
what it's gonna
I'll
look
bring
like.
them over once that's done. And
Yeah, so you're not only you're the business owner, you're the construction person, you're the dentist, you're doing all the things, which is wonderful.
It's been a very full year.
yeah, but you're gonna feel so good by the end of this year when you're
Yeah.
just in your new space and
Yeah.
everything is solidified and it's smooth,
think so.
smooth sailing, right?
And I think that's where I'm going to be till I retire. So
That's amazing.
This
And then
is
you're
like-
going to continue to build those relationships right up
Yes,
until retirement, which is
yes.
great.
I hope so.
That's so wonderful. I love that. Anything else that we missed? I don't think so,
I
right?
love to sing.
You love to sing. I do too. Well, there we go, folks.
Sometimes I sing while I'm working.
She's the singing dentist.
Sometimes I know, sometimes I don't know. It just happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it just makes you more human, right? More
Yeah.
relatable so people can get to know you better.
Yeah.
And I think that is very valuable in a business,
Yeah.
especially a local business that's, right in the community and ready to serve the people that are local here.
One other thing, we have great music in the office.
That's wonderful.
We change it every day. My assistant Rebecca is the sort of music master, and so
Nice.
we have a playlist that's you probably don't repeat a station for 6 weeks or something.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it creates good ambiance, right?
Yeah.
Because some people are scared to go to the dentist, right? They get nervous. So it's good to have those little things.
Yeah,
And your
it's
attention to
upbeat.
detail is great. That's wonderful. All right. Well, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you, your website, your address, your phone number, anything like that, because I think people need to find out more about you.
Okay, so marlboroughdentalstudio.com, Marlborough spelled with the O-U-G-H.
Yes.
Phone number is 508-481-3663. I also have an Instagram page that I do myself
Lovely.
that I work very hard on, which is at Marlborough Dental Studio, which I do post some advice, but also cases that I've done, as well as other positive things. We try to be positive
That's
there.
good. That's good.
Also have a Facebook, Marlborough Dental Studio. So any of those 4 ways
Can get in touch with
can
you.
get in touch with you.
And they should. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching. And please take a moment to check out Vanessa's website, pick her brain, whatever you need, because she's brilliant and we really want to keep supporting local. And thank you so much for being here today, Vanessa. This
My
was super
pleasure.
fun.
This was great.
And as always, thank you all for watching and supporting local businesses. And we'll see you on the next video.